Well, good morning. So, big day. Well, not really. We're going to go drive a new Model Y Juniper in Quicksilver. Tesla has stashed one and a new Highland Model 3 at one of the local hotels. Little, QR code on there. You scan the QR code and you get the car for an hour or so. Buddy had it for 4. So that's pretty cool. So I've never driven one. We'll go see what all the hoopla is about. Some things I like on it, some things I really don't. And it can be said for any car. No car is perfect, other than the 1948 Jaguar XK120. That is a piece of rolling art. So we've got my GoPro down here, and you can see we're in Calypso because of the black seats. She's going out again on Turo today. The car's been out almost every day this month. I have had literally enough time to wash it, charge it, clean it, and get it back to the airport. So phenomenal month so far. I'm very, very pleased and very grateful for that too. So let's go to the No-Tel Hotel Holiday Inn and pick up our Model Y. See you guys there. Man, I wasn't joking. It really is the Holiday Inn. And there's our boat right there. Got some local fires going on, so we got the crews out on here putting those out. But yeah, there's our Highland and our Juniper. Okay, so what I think I'm going to do is try to get like a little bit of an extension on the drive time. We have it for an hour, but I would really like to go out to Weaverville in the mountains because I really want to play with FSD on there on a hardware 4 car. We're going to do it regardless. We're going to go downtown. That's all one-way streets. We'll see how well it does. I'm sure it's going to be probably mostly okay. Hardware 3's hit and miss. So I'm a little bit early, but we'll give the car a walk around. Maybe they'll unlock it for us here shortly. So let's get alrighty. So when you roll up, there's your QR code. You just scan that and it gives you access to the car. Back in the day, you used to have to scan the QR, and then Rockland would call you and they would do a remote unlock on the vehicle. Now they just put it in your app, and it you upload your picture of your selfie and your driver's license, and then they just add it onto your app for you. We're gonna do a better deep dive. We got both of the trucks here idling, so it's gonna be a little bit loud. The ass end of this thing, not my favorite at all. I really don't like how it's just like flat right there. It's kind of like Jaguar I-Pace vibes, and I just do not like it. I'm probably the only one that truly does not like the projection lights, where you get that flood of red back here. I can't stand that. But the mat on here is really nice. The letters are recessed in here pretty damn well too. They don't stick out really far like the dual motor badge does. Although this does seem to feel a little more, it's not as thick, but it really is nice. This color is just next level. I absolutely love Quicksilver. And then of course you have your front camera right there as well. So yeah, we'll get the GoPro all set up. It's just sitting up there on the roof, and we'll get rocking and rolling. Well, looking over the vehicle, everything on it, it's looks perfect to me. I'm not going to get in there with a micrometer and a set of calipers and measure door gaps and all that other bullshit. But yeah, I just got a hold of them, and they went ahead and extended the drive for 2 hours. She actually was going to give it to me for 4, which is pretty cool. But I don't need it for 4. I just want to go play with it and give the next guy a chance too. So if any of you are tire nerds, they're Continental Pro contacts that are on the tires here. So we do have to wait until 7:30. It's an automatic trigger, and at that point in the app you hit locate Model Y, pretty hard to find, and it will then unlock everything for you. So we're gonna go from here out to Weaverville. We'll supercharge out there. We'll do a little mountain highway 4 driving, or hardware 4, and it should be pretty cool, man. We'll get the GoPro all set up, so here we go. Well, the trigger waits until exactly 7:30. So very first impressions getting into it. The seats are absolutely magnificent. These feel so freaking good. That's all the same for the most part. It does come up with, here's your owner's manual and how to use all that. But this is just like any other hardware 4 computer. You do not have, you do have the turn stock on this one, but no drive stock. So you will have to use the screen here. So we are going to navigate to the Weaverville supercharger. Whoops. Wow. Hold on. V-I-L-L-E, Weaverville. Let's see if we can just type in supercharger. Nope, we can't. So what we'll do is we're going to just tap this, open up the superchargers, and then we'll just find Weaverville. All right, and here we go. I don't know why people leave that screen on. It looks so much better when you have the the earth going on there. So, wow, it already says preconditioning. We're at 79%, and it's 54 miles to get out there. So, like I said, we're good till 9:30, so that's going to be really close to getting it back. So we'll get the GoPro suction cupped up to the glass, and we'll get on the road. Okay, so full self-driving is on, set to standard, no offsets. That's all fine. So let's go ahead and push the brake. We'll back her on up. Absolutely wish I could get the do like a hardware update on these things, man. You know, get the new cameras and all that great stuff. So let's see what we can do here.
Now turn left onto Hilltop Drive.
Okay, we are in FSD and we are leaving the parking lot. I have no idea which way it's going to take us. Looks like we're going to try to turn left across an island. Big laundry truck coming, and there is some traffic to the right, but yeah, we're good. Pretty damn smooth acceleration. Feels like you sit really high in a Model Y after you get out of a Model 3. And there we go. All right, we're out of here. One thing I did notice trying to plug the GoPro into a USB-C, these cheap bastards took all the USB-C ports out of the front. I'm assuming there's probably one in the USB-A in the glove box. But yeah, underneath the center console.
In 500 feet, turn left to take the California 44 West ramp.
Underneath the center console, the slide tray, there is nothing. Now maybe I didn't see it, but I ran my hand under there pretty hard.
California 44 West ramp.
And we're just gonna get rid of her. Mute. All right. So far, FSD is pretty awesome. So we're gonna go across the Sacramento River, and then we're gonna get dumped into downtown where it's a lot of one-way traffic. I'm not really sure why we're going 35 miles an hour. We're gonna get our ass ran off the road, so we'll just give it some acceleration here. Chrysler 300, his credit score matches his model. So yeah, getting the on-ramp, I didn't look to see if it was still 35 listed there, but unless you're doing 65, getting on that on-ramp, you're gonna get run over, shot, stabbed, mugged. Take your choice pick. You've got to be doing highway speeds through there. And let's just change that to hurry. Or hooray! Pretty awesome today. It's 7:40 and almost 80 degrees out. We're looking at 106 today. That's gonna be awesome. So it does slow down to 30 right here. Again, you're getting off the freeway onto one ways. Yeah, it's okay, but people generally come off a little bit quicker. I'll give this one a pass. It's safe. So what we're going to do here on the map is we're going to leave Redding proper. We're going to skirt Whiskeytown Lake, and then we are headed all the way into the Trinity Mountain Range. Wow, this loads fast. Holy smokes. So we're going to go up one end of the Trinity Mountains to up Buckhorn Summit, and then we're going to start our downhill run. So this took the turn much better right here than Hardware 3 ever has. Hardware 3 will generally put me in the right hand lane and then start scooting way over. This did it fully proper. There's a right, left, and then two go straight, so you know, obviously the car can see that right here, so that did just fine. I'm gonna chop the video up a little bit, so if one frame you're downtown here, the next frame, you know, all you see is mountains and pine trees. I don't think you guys are gonna want to watch 42 minutes of driving up to the mountains, but it's way out there is where we're headed, past that mountain range, so it should be a really good run. It's an absolutely beautiful day. So far, all the one-way traffic has been completely fine. Not really sure why we're changing lanes. There's no reason for that. And I did check at the glove box at the prior stoplight. It is USB-A, which we all pretty much knew was going to be in there. I don't know why they still keep doing that. I mean, just switch to C. I keep thinking I can adjust the follow distance. Now see, this is so stupid. Why does it want to turn? There's literally no reason. It is two lanes all the way up for like the next two stoplights. So why would it want to turn? Maybe because it's in a hurry and it wants to get around traffic. I don't know. But I mean, it can see that there's traffic everywhere. We could do this. There we are. So again, I have no idea why we're doing that. Sleep lab I work at is right there. Well, right there. And it is not 30. It hasn't been 30 miles an hour here in a minute. It's 45. And then it actually opens to 55. And I am rolling up this wheel to increase speed. And I guess we are. 55. Still shows 30, so that's not great. Damn, brand new Hardware 4, and it still couldn't see the damn speed limit sign. That's kind of crazy, you know, that's bullshit. And we're about to get stuck behind a log truck. Some Final Destination stuff going on here. There's another 55 sign, and it missed it again. Wow, that's really weird. Oh, detected device. Yeah, because I'm trying to video this with my phone too. I love these loggers up here, or the log truck drivers. These guys, they make money because of the load on the back of their car. So if they're empty, they're hauling ass to get to the next pickup or drop off because they need the lumber or the timber at this point. And even when they're full, they're gonna haul ass because as soon as they drop it, they can get another load and make more money. These guys are nuts and I love it. All right, here comes yet another speed limit sign. We're gonna record this one with the phone here. Okay, there's your 55-mile-an-hour sign, and we are still stuck at 30 miles an hour. This is the fourth one. On the Juniper Model Y, period, it has missed the correct speed limit 4 times. I better put this down or we're gonna get kicked off. Here's a 45. Let's see if it sees that. And it does not. Here's another 45. Missed it. Well, we're going to get into a little town here called Shasta, an old mining town. And let's see if it actually slows down here because I don't think it's going to. 35-mile-an-hour sign. Missed it. So we're going to... That's kind of odd. Interesting. Very interesting. You can see that my max right there is at 60, but it shouldn't be reading that. It should be changing with the road. The suspension on this feels really nice. It's very boring, I guess would be the right word. It just kind of floats around the road. Now the road's pretty okay. It's not like tore up really bad. But you know, there is a lot of heavy traffic. This is the main artery from the coast into mainland, and it's soft. It's actually a very nice ride, and I completely forgot that we have cooling seats in here, and I don't know how to turn those on. Oh yeah, get into that. Oh yeah, we can sway back and forth. Biohazard defense mode. Auto steering wheel heat. Wow, I don't know how to turn on the cooling seats. Huh. Unless because it's in auto, I'll bet that does it. I'll bet not. Oh, that's really weird. All right, well, we'll just leave it on auto. And if it thinks my butt needs to be cooled, then it'll cool it. Whiskey Town Lake. Oh, I was gonna swing the screen over, but I don't have my swivel on there. So you have to take my word for it. It's all blown out, windy out there. Let's see here. How many miles are on this? 482 miles on here. This has been a demo car its entire life. It got dropped off specifically for this purpose. And man, it really is smooth. It just glides. Still showing 30 miles an hour though. I expect it's going to tell me to constantly wiggle the wheel because we're on a 2-lane highway here. Changing to 55, there's a speed limit sign, and still showing 30. Current drive, 409 watt hours, but we are going to be going uphill for a while. I really want to take over and drive because I love mountain driving with, you know, hands on, but I also really want to see how FSD does. Our speed keeps kind of varying, plus or minus 5 miles an hour, and I do have people behind me that are going to start to get pissed, so let's stay on the ball. Hey, we did change to 55 finally. So we are going to lose reception through here, and you can kind of see that on the map. It's just, I should have grabbed my Starlink Mini. I wasn't thinking. So yeah, we'll just have to deal with no maps at this point. There are a few spots that it will repopulate, but pretty much not until we get to Weaverville. So we're gonna have about 30 miles of dead zone coming up. I kind of like the retrofit on the steering wheel, and honestly it didn't bother me having no stocks after having driven a couple different X's in the Cybertruck. It does a little bit on the yoke just because of how I hold it. My thumbs will They like to rest on like the horn and whatnot, like right over in this area. I like it here. I honestly really do. And I like the tactile feeling, like the individual button feeling. I don't like this haptic kind of feel. Is that something that would be a deal breaker? Under no circumstances. I think it's fine. I don't know if we have, I don't think our ambient lights are on. Let's just kind of play with those. Lights, adaptive, footwell, on. Yay, I don't know what color we're at, but we're on. So far, I'm very impressed with FSD. It's taken these corners really well. 60 around them, we're set to 65, and it's doing its job. You know, manually, and a human is going to drive much faster through here, but it's doing its job, and you can't be mad at it for that. And it's actually doing really well. There doesn't seem to be like a lot of sway in the wheel or on the road. It really seems planted, and man, now I really want to put it on my Model 3 on hardware 3 and kind of repeat this drive. It's nice. I'm very pleased thus far with it. Okay. It really does not want you to have your phone in your hand, boy. I tell you what. How am I supposed to post to X and tag Tesla what a great job this is so far if I keep getting yelled at? Now, I kind of wonder, with this being a demo car, will it strike you? You got to kind of wonder if it will, because, I mean, if enough people are screwing up and the next guy gets into FSD is he screwed? I highly doubt it. I would be willing to imagine you are not going to get strikes. But kind of interesting. Still got that one Honda behind us, but he seems content. We're down to 37 watt hours per mile. Not horribly bad considering we've been jamming uphill. And we went from 550 feet. I think Buckhorn's like 3,600 feet. We'll find out when we get to the top. And we burned 7 kilowatts and done 18 miles. So just under 3 miles per kilowatt hour. Again, we're cruising uphill, so it's to be expected. Got a passing lane coming up, so if the Honda doesn't like it, they can get around us. Be interesting to see what the Juniper does, if it's going to get into the right lane or if it's going to stay in the left lane on a mountain passing road. Guess we're about to find out. And since we have no cameras, we'll just make that big. I was going to try to see if we could see the Honda back there, but he's camera shy. would definitely be doing a little more spirited driving if I had manual control. But I'm really impressed with the FSD on this. I've done this before in a Hardware 3 Model Y last October when we went to the coast for a front retreat. It did really good. About the same, you know, you got to throttle it here and there with the accelerator, but it's doing pretty damn good on its own right now. My ears are already popping. So years and years ago, the road used to shoot off to the left, and that was the old road down there. And it was a switchback, just hard 20-mile-an-hour hairpin left and right turns. It was so much fun to drive. And then the state came through and completely realigned this and cut like almost all the turning out. Now it's just big sweeping ones, which, you know, is great for tractor trailers. But not so much fun if you're into spirited driving. Like the road used to come across there and go down that way, and there's part of the old road right up there. They really did a number realigning this. And they said it was for safety, and I heard it was because they're going to deepen the port of Eureka, so they needed to be able to get tractor trailers through here with less safety concern, and that's why they realigned it all. There goes our Honda CR-V. So we're just passing through 50 through most of these turns. He's probably at 55, 60 on the straightaways, which is what I would be doing, if not more. But again, FSD is doing what it's programmed to do, and it's doing it very well. Still doing really good. It's really hugging the line at 50 going across here. Oh, here's a propane truck. Let's see if it's going to get us right. Yeah, of course it is. FSD ain't got time for this. So everything else in here is pretty much going to be the same. Some of the UI up here has changed, like glove box used to be down in here. There's actually a button for neutral now. I know you can do that in car wash mode as well. We can turn windshield wipers to off. I don't know why it still goes into auto as soon as you engage FSD. Again, maybe safety. The average person's not going to use their wipers in the rain. I don't know. So a couple little things were moved around in here, nothing big. Dynamics, hey, we have standard. I thought for a demo they would have put acceleration boost on here. Traction control, that's kind of cool. Auto slippery surface, off-road assist, steering, all that good stuff. Auto shift, I don't particularly care for that. I like doing this. but allegedly the car will know if there's an obstacle in front of it, which way to go. Charging, all the same. Keep accessory power on. That's cool that update's already on here. That will keep your 12 volts running. I was very happy when that came back on. Autopilot, FSD, start, brake confirm, so you gotta have your foot on the brake. We're in hurry, all that's just relative stuff. Locks, I'm paired. Lock, sound chimes, blah, blah, blah. Lights, adapters are on, headlights to auto. Seats, that's a new button. I'm sure it's because they automatically roll down. And here is the downhill of the whole thing. That Trinity Mountain thing is new. So we've already hit the peak. We are now downhill, and we are probably going to regen like a mug for quite a while. Display, auto, all that great stuff there. Scheduling, charging, all that safety. Enable Sentry Mode in park. That was off when I got here. For being a demo car, I would certainly have thought that Tesla would have left that on just in case somebody decided to do something with the car. That was kind of weird. View camera mode via mobile app is off. These are all settings that I'm sure are just default settings. Service, we're running 42 pounds and everything. All that's grayed out because we're in motion. And software, I guess we're on 13.2.9 for FSD, and the software is 14.7, which I believe is the current one. Navigation is all just going to be set to wherever you need to be. Trip set's all the same. All the Wi-Fi stuff is the same. Bluetooth, all this is the same. And that's that. So it's really nice getting into the car, and all the settings are the same no matter if you have a 2017 Model 3 up until now, except the backup cameras. Instead of having the big camera up top and the two repeater cameras down here, for some reason they decided to flip it. So hopefully they fix that in the new ones so it matches the legacy ones. Again, personal preference. But man, we are still regenning on this downhill. This is going to be fantastic. You do not get that in a gas car, man. You are going to use whatever you brought with you. We are just sipping some juice right now. But, you know, where else are you going to get a car that puts energy back into the battery than in an EV? Don't get me wrong. I have my favorite gas cars too, and I absolutely love them. But look, we're regenning. It's hard to say what a gas car can do that an EV can't. Oh, you're only at the gas station for a few minutes. Yeah, but it's nice to get out and stretch too. So, personal preference. So it looks like this dual lane ends, so we kicked on the blinker because it saw the arrows in the road. Total safety measured. Does everybody do that? I would be willing to bet nobody does that. But the software said to, so that's what it did. Be a good spots up here to take the picture for the thumbnail for the video. And in the winter, this is really snow-capped out here, and it is just beautiful, absolutely gorgeous out here. About 10 degrees difference in the middle of summer. So if it's, you know, 110 in the valley, it's usually about 100 up here. You really pray for a breeze, or else it's just sweltering. The Tesla shop has this Alcantara little bolster right here for sale. $250 to put that on, and it's only available for the new cars. If they would add this into the legacy models, I would probably do it, just because I think it's pretty. And you actually have to make a service appointment for it too, but I think it looks really nice. It just kind of gives everything that little separation, and yeah, I would absolutely have that added into my car if I could. Still wish the headliners and all the A pillars, B and C pillars were black, but Tesla still uses the off-white color, whatever color that is, gray, I don't know. Seats are still feeling really good. You know, we're only 30 miles into the drive, and I love these seats. These are phenomenal. Oh, I guess the lane ends and we're gonna get out of it. Wow, that was funny. We did nothing. It does see the arrows in the road, but for some reason it put its blinker on. That's so, it's little things like that that are just so weird. For some reason we're on the brakes and slowing way down is because we're at, well, we're set to 67, but for some reason on a downhill run we got on the brakes. Fairly moderate braking around the turn here. Did not see the orange road cone and the orange flags. It does not see that orange cone either. That's kind of weird, because usually it will show orange cones. What I did notice on the bottom of the car right here, when it got on the brakes, it actually had the brake illuminated on the ground, because, you know, that diffuser kind of throws it onto the ground anyway. That was actually pretty cool. And we're getting into some construction here. Not seeing the cones. Wow, that's really weird that it doesn't see the cones. I wonder if it would if FSD was disengaged. We're down to 63% state of charge. We started at 79. We're at 371 watt hours per mile. We've burned 12 kilowatt hours and gone 32 miles. So we're definitely sitting under 3 miles. But again, we're shooting uphill for a lot of it. Random blinker. I'm telling you though, I haven't noticed it until I've noticed it, but the articulation, the sway or whatever they call it for the HVAC controls with the air conditioner just kind of sweeping, dude, that's so nice. It's not always just blowing on you. It, you know, it gets you obviously, but it's very comfortable. So that's a cool feature. I am actually digging that now that I remembered to notice it. But it's like one of those little minute things that is just like so nice that other cars don't have, to my knowledge. And you don't even really notice it until you're like, wow, the air is not blowing on me and freezing out my chest or my knees. And then, oh yeah, I have sway on. Let's see if we got any of our map back. Well, we do have a little bit of it, not too bad. My hand is on the glass right now, and it is cold. Now, granted, it's 60 degrees outside, so it would be kind of neat to see what it does, you know, sitting in the sun, because this new glass has that silver metallic kind of baked into it. Wow, it's literally cold to touch it. That's cool. Now, granted, the air conditioner's on, it's 60 degrees outside, it's going to be cool. In my Model 3, it's warm, so kind of cool. I think there's a Cybertruck coming at us. There is a Cybertruck coming at us. Way out here. We gotta wave to him. Hell yeah, you waved back. Wow. Way out in the mountains in a Cybertruck. That's cool. Oh, you know what? I'll bet that's our doctor friend. He works out here at Trinity Hospital. I would be willing to bet that was him. FSD still doing its thing. I haven't touched the wheel other than when it said to wiggle it, which now that I realize it hasn't been very often. So that's nice. We are still pretty decent regen. Hard regen there. Oh yeah, we were on the brakes too. More road cones, more shoulder work. That's so wild. It doesn't show the road cones. I'm assuming it's because we're in full self-drive that it doesn't have to. I really want to disengage it just to see, but I also really want to just do this entire drive. We'll look on the way home, and when we do our outro, then I'll let you guys know if it was there or not, because I will manually drive on the way home, because we have to have the car back in an hour and 10 minutes, and we still have to go back from which we came. So yeah, it'll be a little spirited driving on the way back. It is really nice that Tesla sets these demo rides up. They don't do any advertising anywhere, which I think is a mistake. I mean, clearly it's not. They don't seem to have a demand problem. But for a lot of the negativity out there, I really think that Tesla would do good to squash some of that. Although Negative Attitude gives out free advertising, so they're getting advertising and not even paying for it. I mean, you can't make that up. But at the same time, I personally would want to get rid of the stigma on some of the bad things about the car. And yeah, it's got its quirks for sure, but as much crap as I give Tesla software, and sometimes it is the dumbest thing, like whoever decided to turn off the 12 volts, that guy needs to go to a re-education camp, because that's stupid. And then they come out and fix it 8 months later. So sometimes they do dumb things, but they fix it. And other times it's just, it shouldn't even happen. The passenger seat safety restraint, I did read that it's not doing, well, no, it is doing it in hardware 4 cars, because my friend had it happen in his Model Y. I don't know. I'm told that if you have an air-conditioned seat, well, I saw it, I don't remember where, I think it was on Tesla Motor Club, that line of code is written out. So I don't know if the new Junipers and Highlands up have that problem, but it's stupid stuff like that that shouldn't even be there. For years it's been throwing that code, and there's no reason for it. But from the software standpoint, from a lack of PR, the cars obviously sell themselves, and that's fantastic. But I would still advertise. Oh, let's check one thing. Software, additional vehicle, CCS and third-party NACS is enabled. AMD Ryzen computer, permanent magnet motor type in the rear, so we are rear biased, obviously, and an induction in the front, which is very cool. Apply. See, now we're looking around. Apply some force to it. I'm glad it doesn't scream. Attention monitoring, back, grab the wheel, and all the alerts. That's nice. Very reactive screen too. It's minimal lag. Passing lane coming up. I suspect we're going to be just fine in whatever lane the car decides to go in. There's nobody behind us, so yep, we'll take the path less traveled and just kind of hang out behind this Honda, which I'm fine. Apparently the car is not, though. So what are you going to do? Are you going to pass? Go. Right lane ends, and I think the car is going to screw us. I might have to take over. No, I ain't taking over nothing. We don't need to. Good job. So the way the sun is hitting the glass, and I don't know if you can see it in the camera view, there's 2 big suction cup mounts right there. I'm thinking, oh yeah, they're down in the corners. Okay, that's where the machine was that grabbed it, that applied it to the vehicle. I thought maybe somebody else suction cupped a GoPro on here, but no, those are, yeah, I can see them down over there too. So those are where the machine grabbed them and stuck them onto the frame of the vehicle. People in their dirty, smudgy hands on the sun visor here have already got gunk all over them, but .25 watt hours per mile, 13, we'll say 13.8, so 14 kilowatts used at, and we've done 43 miles. So with the regen, we are now better than 3 miles per kilowatt hour. Again, you will not get that in a gas car, man. We are literally putting our fuel back into the bank for consumption, and with gasoline, you have a finite amount. You do not have that problem with an EV. And we are about 2 miles from the supercharger, 1.4 miles. And let's just verify that we are at, yep, 80% charge is where we're gonna go. I'm sure it's gonna go out today, so they'll get the car back with 60%, they're fine. 60% from Redding will just about get you to this, well, yeah, it will get you to the Sacramento airport. So the speed limit has changed to 50. The car is going to come down to that. Plus we're getting into Weaverville proper. Great little mountain town, logging town. very sleepy. It is the only town in Trinity County that up until like a couple years ago didn't have a stoplight, and now it has one. That sucks. It is also the only fast food in the town is Burger King. I think there's a Subway still here, but it is very cool little town. They do a lot of really fun stuff up here in the summer, up at the parks, and they have a fireworks show up here. It's a very cool town. If you're going to retire and want a simple life, this is the way to go. I don't think I could actually live here per se. The lake is gorgeous. There's plenty to do if you are truly an outdoor person. But yeah, I couldn't live here full time. There's all the power supplies and the switchgear for the superchargers. Handled that turn very well. Handled the lane change like a boss. And let's see what it does. 8 superchargers here. They're all V3s. This came in really handy getting to the coast. One pull-in, which is kind of a screw-you job, and the rest of them are back-ends. And speaking of back-ends, let's see. Oh, get out of here. Oh, that's the cat's ass. Oh, nope. The corner of the car, I mean, you can probably see it right there. That is just a little bit too close, and I am not about to wing that. So we're gonna take over and do a proper backup. And just like that, and park. Yeah, that did scare me a little bit. I'm not hitting no concrete bollard letting this thing park itself in FSD. I was actually quite impressed with how quickly it pulled in and then threw itself in reverse. That was very cool. But yeah, I'm not going to let this thing back into there under no circumstances. So we are going to throw some energy in the battery. I think I'm actually going to go get something from Burger King, and I hate Burger King, but I am hungry. So we'll just throw this on the charger long enough to do that, and then we're gone because it's 8:30 and we got to have this back in an hour. So, okay, so it's almost mandatory when you go to Burger King and you do YouTube videos or anything like that, you have to get the King hat. So How to Train Your Dragon, very cool. Haven't actually seen one all the way through yet, but I've seen some of the snippets and they're pretty funny. In fact, I have a giant toothless sitting on my gun safe, big stuffed one, so that's cool. So we got our Burger King food and we are out of here. Gonna drive this one back by hand because we have 40 minutes to go, 48 miles. So we will see you guys back in road. Alrighty, well, we made it back to town and I have 6 minutes to go, like 4 miles to get this back on time. The ride in this is, I don't know if it's noticeably quieter because I spend most of my time in my Model 3 and I'm on Martian 18s, but for the last week or so I've been on 0G20s. You can hear some road noise in that. You can hear a little bit in this, but I think the quiet level is right about on par with Liz's 2025 Model Y. It is exceptionally quiet in here. We've had a 30-degree swing in temperature. It was 60 in the mountains. It's 90 already here, and it's 9:24 in the morning. And it's not cold, but it's like lukewarm on the roof. I would imagine with whatever this new silver mat is they have in here, deflects heat like a boss. Tesla wouldn't have done it if it didn't do that. So, but yeah, it's very quiet. It's very comfortable. Spirited cornering is about what you would expect on an SUV because it does still a little bit higher than my Model 3. But for the price point right now and 1.9 APR or something like that, if you're on the fence, you gotta do it. I mean, you're already thinking about it. Come drive one. It doesn't cost anything. I'll leave my Tesla referral in the description. You'll get, I think, 3 months of free full self-driving, and I get like $250 to the store, something like that. I don't particularly care. I just think it's cool when somebody says, hey, they trusted me enough to use my referral. So take it for what it's worth. If you guys have the demo cars in your area and you can drive them for free, legitimately, go do it. It's free. It doesn't cost anything, especially if you've never driven a Tesla before. It's really, really cool. And you'll be able to see for yourself firsthand whether or not it's, really something for you or not. So take it for what it's worth, guys. Absolutely appreciate you watching. We're going to try to make this green light, and then we're going to go drop this beast off. So appreciate all of you watching. Nice long video. We'll see you on the next one.